Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Already we have finished electrical circuits in AC circuits successfully. Now here is like a quick recap and a revision regarding this electrical circuits and AC circuits, that is our module 1. Here I am going to discuss according to our syllabus. So I'm going in the same order. So firstly, in our syllabus, if we can see in the electrical circuits, we are having classification of electrical network. This is the only topic which we haven't discussed earlier, and it's like completely theory. If even if you can see this definitions, you can get by your own. You can understand yourself. So now coming to this classification of electrical network, here you have four classification, that is active and passive elements, like active and passive networks, linear and non-linear network, unilateral and bilateral network, and then lumped and distributed network. Now coming to this active and passive networks, see, already we have discussed about this active and passive network. If a network consists of voltage source or current source in addition to passive elements, then we say it to be active network. See, for example, if you can see here passive element is nothing but your RLC, that is your resistor, inductor and capacitor. So in addition to that passive element, if you have a source like a battery, like suppose a voltage source or current source is present in addition to passive elements, then you say it to be active network. And the passive network is like vice versa, a network containing only passive elements, it cannot it should not contain any source in it, then we say it to be a passive network. This is about your active and passive network. Now coming to your linear and non-linear vector, here circuit is nothing but your circuit. Okay, a circuit containing of elements like RLC whose parameters are always constant irrespective of change in time, voltage and temperature is linear network. It means that, see, for example, if you take a resistor or else an inductor or else an capacitor, and if you keep this circuit for 2 hours as it is, then will that resistor, inductor or capacitor gets changed? Will its value get changed? No, it remains same. It will be always constant. If either there was a change in time or else voltage or else temperature, it will remain same only. So that is said to be a linear network. Hope you're clear. And a circuit whose parameters change their values with change in time, voltage and temperature. See, if there was any change in voltage, time or temperature, if the parameters changes, then we say it to be a non-linear network. Okay, now coming to this third one, that is your unilateral and bilateral network. See, in this unilateral circuit, the relation between voltage and current changes with the direction of current. See, if this voltage and current gets changed with the direction of current, then we say it to be a unilateral network, that is diode. For example, diode. In 5th module you will be going to know in a very detail about this. Next, coming to bilateral circuit, the relation between voltage and current remains same even if there is a change in direction of current. For example, this RLC, right, we have seen. So this is said to be a bidirectional circuit. Okay, even if there was a change in direction of current, these relations remain same, right? And the network which contains this R, L and C is said to be a linear bidirectional network, because we say this RLC as a linear network, right? And this RLC is also like a bilateral circuit, because it doesn't get altered with the change in direction of current. So we can often define it as linear bidirectional networks. And now coming to the fourth category, that is your lumped and distributed networks. See, a network in which physically separated RLC can be represented is known as a lumped network. For example, most electrical networks are like lumped networks only. See, a network in which physically separated RLC, like we can represent RLC in like various forms, right? Like we can represent them each one separately. Okay, the network in which physically separated RLC can be represented is known as a lumped network. For example, most of the electrical networks, like as if in we have discussed in KCL, KVL, like combination of many resistors get separated each other, like that. Those were said to be lumped network, and a network in which RLC cannot be physically separated. So there we cannot physically separate it and cannot be individually isolated. In that case, we say it to be a distributed network. See, you don't want to go into much detail regarding this. You just wanted to know what is what. Okay, and this example for this lumped network is like most electrical networks, you can write it. And for the distributed network, it is like a transmission line. If you can see a transmission line, in that your RLC cannot be physically separated and cannot be individually isolated. And this is about this classification of electrical network. And then according to our syllabus copy, we have completed first subtopic, and the second one is like voltage current relationship for passive elements like your R, L and C. So we know that resistor is represented by R, inductor by L and capacitor by C. And you can easily know, hope you have previously learned about all these formulas. Just go through this table, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in comment section. And after that, you will be having Kirchhoff laws, which we have already discussed in our previous video. Please go through that Kirchhoff laws. Here I am just giving like a brief idea. So while coming to this Kirchhoff laws, here you should follow a sign convention, right? See, if there is a rise in potential, that is, if we are moving from negative to positive, that means we are moving from lower value to higher value, right? When you are moving from lower to higher, it means there is a rise in potential. So in such case, you have to take your sign convention to be positive. And if you are moving from higher value to lower value, that means it is getting decreased. That means there is a drop in potential. So you consider it to be negative. And this is all about your sign convention. And this KVL is nothing but like sum of all algebraic sum of all voltages in any closed loop is equal to 0. That is about your case VL, and your KVL is based on conservation of energy. And then KCL, it is like based on law of conservation of charge, and we take the current which is like towards the junction to be positive and away from the junction to be negative. So that KCL is nothing but the algebraic sum of the currents entering any node is 0. Like entering current is said to be positive, then leaving current is said to be negative. See, if it is arrow is directed towards that node, then we say that the current to be entering, and if it is away from the node, we say that the current is leaving. In detail, we have discussed about this Kirchhoff laws. I will provide those link in the description if you haven't watched. This video is just like a quick recap so that you may not miss any points, okay? And then according to our syllabus, we'll be having like series parallel combination, which we have studied in our inter also. So here in electrical circuit, like you will have voltage, current, resistance. What is meant by electricity means it is like electricity is the power which cannot be seen but can be felt, whose effect can be seen, okay? And now coming to this voltage, there is a simple definition, that is the potential difference between two ends of a capacitor. And the current, like flow of electrons or flow of charged carriers or flow of charged particles. This is just like basics, right? So I'm not going into much detail. And resistance, it is like a property of a material which opposes the flow of current. And then coming to the resistor, it is an electrical component which opposes the flow of current, and this is the symbol of your resistor. And how to identify whether it is a series combination. If the same current flows through the circuit, then we say it to be the circuit is in series combination, that is R total is equal to R1 plus R2 plus and so on. You have to sum up all those resistors if the same current is flowing, okay? Only the potential get varies. and if the potential difference remains same but the current gets varied, then we say it to be parallel combination. As if you can see this circuit, it was so clumsy, sorry for that. See here, if you can see, this is a total current I, but here your current is getting divided. If you find your current to be like it is getting divided, then it is a parallel combination. If your current remains same throughout the circuit, then it is your series combination. This is what we know previously also. And here is like your problems. Since this both same current flows through it, it was in series, and in series we know that equivalent resistance is equal to R1 plus R2, like that. And here since your different current is flowing, like here current is dividing now, different current is flowing, so it is in parallel, and again it is in parallel. So for parallel, you know what type of formula you have to apply, and your final answer will be 5.176. Please go through these problems after completion of this video. So this video was just like a complete revision, last minute revision, so that you cannot miss any topic, and every subtopic will be covered. And this is another one. See here, if you can see, this is in parallel, and again if you can solve this, these two will get in series, and these series will come into parallel, and then this total circuit can be like reduced to be, now see, firstly you have this now. This in parallel gets reduced like this, and now these both get reduced in this way, since these were in series and this was also in series, so these resistors get added up, and again these were in parallel. If you resolve this comes into series again. So if you can add this, and this entire one will be in series, and thus you can find current. The question is to find current in this circuit. And then if you can see another question, see here, if the same current flows, then you consider it to be in series. So here, as the same current flows through this 1.5 ohm and 1.5 ohm, this series, so it gets added up, and this will be in parallel with this. So in such way you will like resolve entire circuit and solve if they ask you in this series parallel connection. This is how your series parallel looks like. And after that you will be having mesh analysis and nodal analysis. Already we have gone in detail through this mesh analysis and nodal analysis, and here is just like a quick recap. In mesh analysis you have to write your equation in the form of V is equal to R into I, while coming to the nodal analysis you have to write your equation in the form I is equal to 1 by R into V. And then this is all about our electrical circuits. What are the subtopics involved in it? We have covered everything, and those things which I have discussed like briefly, like your KVL, KCL, mesh analysis, node analysis, detailed videos are made, and those link will be provided in description if you want. And in next video we'll be discussing about this AC circuits, like a quick one-shot revision. Thank you for watching, and please let me know in comment section, like is this series helpful for you or not for your last minute revision. Thank you for watching, and subscribe my channel for more videos.